Reuters wrote like 30 negative articles about us in the last 6 months. And now we have
Yes.
senators in the US writing letters to us, asking questions based on those articles. Those articles are completely baseless. They have no facts. They are completely just narratives. But we got senators and regulators asking us questions. So maybe that's a strategy by somebody. I don't know, but maybe it's not. It's hard to tell. We just gotta do what we think is right. So we just gotta make sure that we always hold users' funds 1-to-1. People want to withdraw, they can withdraw. People want to stay, they can stay.
Since there are macro challenges affecting all major asset classes and financial instruments, the cryptocurrency market has experienced a lot of entertaining news lately, much more than one could anticipate. The cryptocurrency business appears to be receiving more bad news as a result of greater regulatory scrutiny than the stock and bond markets. In a cruel twist, this is leading to endless. The bad press is another tool used by Cycle's regulators to step up their campaign of industry-wide repression. On Sunday, Santamed, an on-chain market intelligence tool, said that the volume of FUD being shared on Twitter is among the largest it has ever been. It says in the tweet, this past weekend, especially on Twitter, there were some strangely high levels of negative emotion toward cryptocurrencies. It's difficult to determine what may be causing one of the highest levels of anti-government sentiment ever observed. The company's tweet was accompanied by graphs that showed a notable increase in bearish information on social media on March 5th, particularly when compared to the 9 days prior from February 25th. Undoubtedly, a sizable percentage of the bad press and rumors have been directed towards the well-known cryptocurrency exchange Binance. The cryptocurrency exchange and Changpeng Zhao, its chief executive, have been the targets of several media attacks during the last few days. Forbes released a piece last week, stating that the exchange had shifted $1.8 billion in collateral intended to support its customer stable coins in the latter part of last year. The exchange was allegedly frequently used by customer funds, such FTX. Beginning the conversation, CZ brought up the upcoming MTGOX dividends, which he questioned would have a large impact on the values of crypto assets.
Right now, it's just BUSD. So it may be just targeted at Binance. It may be other stable coins. We don't know yet. So right now, it's just BUSD. But BUSD is not issued by Binance. And because BUSD is no longer available for minting, we're actually working with multiple stablecoins now. So we're working with a dozen stablecoin issuers. Some of them are US dollar based, some of them are not, and some of them are not even fiat backed. Some of them are algo stablecoins. I actually think Do Kwon actually had the right idea. He just didn't execute correctly.
So let's talk about the Mt. Gox. What do you think in terms of Mt. Gox? You've obviously been following it. What do you think in terms of the coins that are coming to market? Do you think it's going to bring substantial sell pressure to market? Do you have another view?
I have a different view. So I actually personally had coins on Mt. Gox. This is when I first got into Bitcoin. Mt. Gox was the biggest exchange. Actually, unknown to many people, I was actually offered to become the Mt. Gox China CEO at one point. I was just about debating whether I should take it or not, and they went down. I had a little bit of interaction with Mt. Gox. And then in Shibuya, Tokyo, I was there. I lived very close to there, like literally walking distance from their office. So I had money stuck there until now. I never got out. But look, Mt. Gox was 8-9 years ago. It's not going to have a huge impact on the crypto market, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but most of us were OGs. Most of the people who had any crypto from 2014 are OGs. I think we're okay with it. People,
all of a sudden, the average payout is $1 million. So all of a sudden, you're getting 25,000 people getting, or whatever the number is, getting $1 million in an average payout or something crazy like that. I just think if I was getting a payout of $1 million, no matter how much of a Bitcoin OG guy I was and how much I believe in the revolution, if I get $1 million that I wasn't expecting or that I've been waiting for 10 years, I'm going to spend some of it. And now, The one thing that I may spend some of it on is I may spend some of it on altcoins.
I actually very much agree with that concept because most of the OGs will probably have exposure to altcoins. But at the same time, though, my understanding is Mt. Gox is not giving one-to-one on the Bitcoins we held in Mt. Gox. They are giving, they lost, I don't know how many Bitcoins back then, but they lost 850 million US dollars worth of Bitcoins, but they're just sticking with the US dollars.
I was just going to say, I think it's going to end up being about 15% of what you had in Bitcoin. About that.
Yeah, so it's not like we had one-to-one Bitcoins gonna get refunded, and we're gonna sell like I don't know how many million Bitcoins that was back then, but it's the US dollar value at today, which is like probably 15% of what the Bitcoin value back then. So it's not like a huge amount of Bitcoins flooding onto the market. That also means 93% of those Bitcoins probably have already been spread around the market by the hackers, whoever got it already. So it's like 7% of what the hack was. So I don't think it's going to be a huge thing. On this one, to be very frank, I have not been following all the details in that level of detail. But I spoke to Vitalik today. He doesn't seem to be worried. So I think, yeah.
He's not worried about price. That's what he says.
I mean, he's just generally not worried. I mean, he's a builder. I'm not worried. When he's not worried. Vitalik's one of the nicest human beings on the planet. He has no ill intentions. He's a builder. He's young. He's pure. He's a genius. So, look, I would today, if Vitalik's short on money, I will put all of my money on Vitalik. So, look, Ethereum is in good hands. Ethereum's in a good place. I think Ethereum has a very strong founder. We'll support them. We'll support the ecosystem. Don't worry about Ethereum. Ethereum will be fine.
Do you think that it is a case of the exchange that works best with the regulators becomes the biggest and best exchange in the world?
I think definitely it's not one exchange working to try to benefit themselves. I think we've seen the exchange that failed trying to do that, and even if they didn't fail for stealing customers' funds, that approach doesn't work. I think the industry is very small. None of us have reached our full potential, so the market is not saturated, and so we just got to work collectively to improve the industry. So that's the number one mandate. I think anybody who uses the word offshore exchanges are selfish, and they don't get it. They don't get the big picture. It's not about any single country. It's not about any single exchange. It's about we got to work collectively globally. We got to work with multiple regulators who have multiple different views, different agendas, different skepticism. We just got to work with all of them to try to advance the industry. Having said that, it's also not it's not black and white to say, look, let's all work. Some regulators are just extremely hostile to crypto industry, right? So China banned crypto exchanges, crypto mining. So it's just impossible to work there. So we don't have conversations, we don't have dialogues there. I don't think any exchange really does. So my approach is we want to work with the regulators who are pro crypto, and make them more successful, make them more competitive on the global economy scale, so that we can advance. And then the other regulators will have to compete and make better offers, hopefully. So that's kind of the approach that we're taking, and I would really hope that the industry bind together.
What do you think about the conversation taking place on Twitter Spaces and the current developments in the Bitcoin sector? Prices have been consolidating over the past few days. Are they merely the results of market sentiments and the regulatory onslaught, or are there other factors at play that we are missing? In the section below, please share your thoughts and views. Be sure to set on post alerts for future videos like this, subscribe to the channel, and indicate your appreciation for this one. Many thanks for tuning in.